Yesterday night, I was doing that video, and I was talking about how just humming in the nose at around 300 hertz, right at the tip of the nose, humming and deep humming, that it can actually help in cough, cold, fever, or anything like that. Well, I woke up with a sore throat. Yeah, about 5 in the morning, sore throat. So I thought I'd just show what I do. What we have here is brass, not steel. This is a brass pot. Because a steel pot, you'll ruin it. And I've got a flame underneath there. It's a thin brass pot. Brass, copper, anything like that. Stainless steel, no matter what they tell you, gives off magnesium and chromium. They're heavy metals. Here in India, there's an honest company called the VRINDAVAN company. They make pressure cookers. And they did a study. And they told the public that their pressure cookers, the taste of the food is somewhat ruined, because of the chrome and the magnesium in the pressure cooker going into the food. So, if somebody like that is telling you such an important thing, then they're telling the truth. They're going to lose business, but they're still telling the truth that a pressure cooker does release heavy metals into your food, and it does ruin the taste. So they said they came up with a proportion of stainless steel that the least that it ruins that taste. Although they can't stop it completely, but they can at least try to make a stainless steel that doesn't release so much. So, I'm not saying this is Vinod. This is Vinod cookery. It's well known here in India. And they are saying that the heavy metals are going in. Okay, so I'm heating this up. And quite a while heating it up. I'm going to get it hot. Because it's well known that cough cold, you can combat it. Maybe not take it all the way away, but combat it by changing the temperature within your nose, because that's what's creating it. Even a 2-degree temperature, which is pretty big in centigrade, or maybe 1 degree in centigrade and 2 degree in Fahrenheit. 2-degree temperature difference, and your nose is colder inside, then it can cause cough cold. So breathing in steam definitely can help you. But this right here is a system. Right, now that is the water Gangas. Now you can go to any place. The science isn't limited to one country or something like that. This same type of water can be obtained in where Ludres appeared. Now, I want to give you insight. Ludres, she appeared in February, Maha Shivaratri, in around 1853. And she was standing on, of course, she was standing on the Shiva Lingam. There was a stone there, a slippery stone, where she was standing on when she appeared. That's the, you could call it virgin. Every time somebody says virgin, everybody gets upset. But Ludres, she appeared. And that water is equivalent to the Ganga's water. So in other words, there are so many places in the world. It's not limited just to India. So many places in the world where you can get some good water. But good water should only be stored in glass if you're cheap like me, but better in silver or something like that. But never in stainless steel and plastic, forget it. These waters, and it's been tested, it's called bacteria PEG. I imagine you can Google that also. And bacteria PEG is a certain bacteria. Bacteria doesn't always mean bad. That bacteria PEG is very strong. Generally, it spins, the spin on the bacteria PEG is a positive direction. And generally, the bacteria that is bad for us is in a negative, a counterclockwise. So as the bacteria PEG comes near the counterclockwise bacteria, it just swallows it up. This is like the magic of the Ganga water. It can purify so much. But this is also happening in any place in the world where some pure water is coming out. Okay? So we can somewhat duplicate that because you can duplicate it by giving ozone. You can duplicate it by putting hydrogen in your water. So due to the fact that I don't have a good hydrogen water producer, and I'd rather just do it the simple home way, I just have a pot. Then I've got a nice little copper container, my copper container. Yeah, put a little bit of Ganga water in there. Yep. And I add some hot water. Not too hot. The only thing is I have a plastic syringe, so I can't add too much hot water. So we just add a little hot water. With a good steel syringe, with a good steel syringe, I could put it up higher, but for now, no. Okay, so now, take a little water. You can also call. There's always ways, These things are so, these sacred rivers are so out into the, the higher realms, the higher realms. You can call them. And even the Vedas say that any river, major river, that goes to the ocean is considered alive. It has life in it. It's not obstructed. So this, you could go to the Amazon River. You could go to the Mississippi River. You can go to the Jordan River. You can go and get some good water. Or you can actually call them. There is a little prayer. Gange cha Yamuna chaiva Gondavari Saraswati Narmadi Sindhu Kaveri Jalichim Saridim Kuru. Those are 7 here in India. But you can call other rivers. It's not just those. What I do is I take my syringe. I don't put it in the middle. I put it on the side and hope it works. Pretty hot. I'm going to put it on high. Yeah, I'll put it on high to get it real good. And Now I am trying to breathe in that. That really hits. That really hits the water hard. And that hitting the water hard knocks out hydrogen. So hydrogen, free hydrogen is coming off of that. What quantity, I don't have a measurement, but free hydrogen is coming off of that. And that, excuse me, that really helps one get a, let's see if I can get this. Yeah. Now that is perfect. That is not the first one. The first one boiled off really fast, but that is giving off hydrogen. That is a different stage of water. That is not the stage of boiling, just boiling or evaporating. That is a stage where hydrogen is given off. And of course, I'm trying to breathe it as much as I can. But it takes hitting the side. Oh, that is beautiful. That, I know that the benefits of this. And I better breathe it in. Just small amounts, keep it going. Due to the fact that I don't have so much resources, I can't waste my gas too much. But I know the change is going to be in my nose. Oh, water is such a miraculous thing. Before I burn my mobile, yeah, I got up with cough cold. Now my don't let the kids do something like this. They'll burn their nose. Let's go to the next step. Just for added protection, I took what is called cloves. You only need about 3 cloves, no problem. With 3 cloves, throw it into your mouth and chew it. That raises the temperature also. Cloves is very good for raising the temperature. Actually raising the temperature, but it's antioxidant. Okay. I think I better put the lights on. Okay, let's see. Let's see if they will stay on. Okay. Yeah, I'm chewing my cloves. You know, I have the advantage that I have so many other things here. You know, a quick thing with the cough, cold, and temperature bad in your nose and everything. I just get Maha Sudasanchurna. Maha Sudasanchurna. Yeah. And then it's in a powdered form. And I take about the taste isn't so good. Yeah, the taste is not so good at all. So I just take a little bit of it, put it in my hand with a little bit of honey. Mix them up. Okay. After you go through all that, you don't eat or drink because you want that to stay in your throat. And that'll happen. I usually just use a little small spoon. That's that amount. Put it in my hand. Put the honey in the hand and lick it up. And that you just keep. So that's another thing. Of course, last night I was mentioning Bhramari. I'll put the link. Bhramari is, again, you almost have to say it every time. It's not, the saints and sages, the real saints and sages, anywhere in the world, anywhere in the universe, and also any one of the universes, we know there's more than one universe. Okay, any one of those saints, they don't identify with the land that they're sitting on. They don't identify with the government that's in the land that they're sitting on. They're independent. So when they write independently for everyone. Not any caste, not any creed, not any color, not any language, but free from all those things that we have to work with because we have to communicate with each other. But, so, Bhramari does use in the, in its purest sense, Bhramari uses the sound Om. But at this point, I want to vibrate it in my nose. Yeah, I want to vibrate that Om. So one would say, you can use anything, but, Om helps out. Oh, I'm not going to use that. That's from India. I'll use another sound. Well, I know NASA, it's too much. The only thing I really believe in NASA is that they did capture the sound of the sun. And the sound of the sun is like the same sound that you would make by vibrating Om in your nose. Oh, the heat of the sun. Huh? That wonderful heat of the sun, especially in the wintertime. So it isn't a product made by a company or something like that. It's something for everybody. But still, you can use other sounds. But Om is a very good. And then the technique of doing it. When you're doing the Om and vibrating in your nose, of course the air is going out. But in the nose, it is producing that nitric oxide. So that is the beneficial. So first, the vibration in a low note of Om is at the base of the backbone, the last chakra. The last chakra. So by doing that and pulling that air in, that air just like balances your whole system. What does it do? It brings the peripheral body, it makes the peripheral body and the core body, they like come to know each other more. They come to know their temperature. They come to know the atmosphere. They come to know, they combine together. The core body generally is not so much aware of the peripheral body. But this vibration, and vibration all the way to the bottom chakra, or you can call it energy center, this spins the chakra in a positive direction, positive for it. Because each chakra going up spins different direction. But the direction should be positive in its case. Constructive, in other words. Maintainative. Yeah. Creative, constructive, maintaining. Where one chakra may spin one way, and then the next chakra may spin the next way. So you want to make sure they're all spinning in their positive direction. Yeah. So it energizes the whole body. So going to the base, there's always some, I can put this one in. There's in the, you can raise your energy. And I'll try to find that video and put it into the description. And you can just click on it, and it's a person that does it really good. He raises the energy. And it'll raise the energy so much that you'll actually sweat. You can touch your stomach and the temperature of the stomach will rise. I'll just give a quick, because the video is just so complete, I'll just give a quick demonstration. Now you wanna activate the bottom chakra. You want to activate it the most you can. So, men, men. If you can identify yourself with a man, okay. So I'm a man, and my right foot goes over my left for the best benefit, and the energy is flowing, and this motion of up, down, up. Now, you don't have to break your back end, but this motion combined with a breathing, and if you do it really strong, really deep, and really fast, it's like putting alcohol in the furnace. Yeah. You can say it's like putting alcohol in the furnace because it really gets the stomach to heat up. Trying to combine the sound and also the activation of the lower chakra, lower energy center. I'm chewing on I only put 3 cloves in my mouth, and then I chew them, suck on them, don't swallow them right away, and it helps also to raise the energy. So I'll try to remember this. I can put that exercise. It's called raising the energy. Yeah, and then I'll put the other videos. I can't remember which ones, but I'll put the videos to help understand the science behind all this. And I woke up with a good sore throat. So, there's another thing that you can do. Let me get up to this mic. I don't have a portable mic here. Okay. This side. Now, this side is my left side. In the video, you may think it's right side, but it's the left side. The left side, when you wake, if you can be conscious while you're waking, if you can be conscious by waking, when you wake, immediately try to feel what side of the nose is activated. My side of the nose was the right side. So I just from that I go, uh-oh, because the left side should be the one that's activated the most right when you wake up, because it's controlled by the moon, not by the sun. During the day, this should be activated more because it's controlled by the sun. But to keep the balance within the body, the pingala, or the sun, is activating this side, which is the left side of the head. And then the energy changes here, and it goes to the right side. And, of course, Ida, the Ida is the moon. It's activated on this side, but it's like the moon, like a creative energy, very creative energy. You could say it's the artistic side. So the moon, and then it passes to the left side. So this left side is your friend in the morning when you wake up. My left side was like clogged. Couldn't get anything out of it. Now I can feel that they're both there. You don't have to remember names or anything. You just remember that they're crisscrossed, and you want the morning side on the left side to be stronger. And then you know everything's working all right. That act of stopping up the nostril and forcing the breathing through one side, do it. Now, you don't have to do it for a long time, but at least and you can hum at the same time. Hum at the same time, and then pull in and take that down. But this is a nice constructive. He helps out. He makes the mind tranquil. The other side is for during the day when your mind has to be real active. It has to be really on the spot. It can't be just docile. And, in that way. I hope I'm covering all the aspects of this. Well, you can combine Bhramari. You could combine all this breathing and humming, and you can, of course, get it down to the buttocks and up. But you can also get it to many parts of the body. I know that I can go out and run and sweat, okay? But I'm 77. I better not start running. And the best way to run is to run fast, really, and then when you feel you have to change your breath, even lay down. Wait for a time. Then again, get up and run. That really is a good, healthy way to run. Run until you know you're changing your breath. That means you're done. If you run and you cannot control your breath, you cannot regulate your breath into a nice passive way, then you know it's time to lay down and take in oxygen. You lay down and you breathe in strong. But there's science even in dancing. No, I'm not a dancer, but there's science in dancing. And it helps to put this humming within all the body. I mean, helps to raise the energy. Little demonstration for what I know. And these are, they're just typical things. Let's see. Really strongly. Then the next side. In a moment, you'll feel the energy. And you can even, because persons at my age need energy in the kidneys. Don't hit hard, but hit good. I got all these clothes on now, I'm sweating. Just a little bit like that. So, even clapping your hand with that, I'm going to take my hat off, but I better not. Yeah, got to catch my breath, you guys. No, it's fun. It's fun. So last night I put on the video that dancing is a human activity and should be done. Singing, dancing, playing instruments. This is real sound. It has to go into our ears. That's a real sound. You aren't able to hear this real sound because it's been taken out of its frequency, a normal frequency, and it has been cut digitally. And then you, in this mobile, take that digital frequency, which is like an 010101, on off, on off, on off. You're taking that frequency and trying to, because you can't hear that frequency, trying to take that digital frequency, change it back to audible so I can hear it, and I capture it like that. So this simple little sound is not able to be produced on this machine. It's torn apart. And I don't have to overemphasize it. Okay? E, energy, frequency, and vibration. They are our human life. So if I take this frequency, if I take the frequency and, I'm not overemphasizing, rip it apart, tear it to pieces, and put it into a digital 1 0 0 1 0 0 1 0 1 0 1, and put it into some digital, and not good at all. Not good at all. I'm taking advantage of the medium to contact people, but this medium is not good at all. I'm analog. My sound is analog. My seeing is analog. My feeling is analog. It is not digital. But they've taken my analog. Now, wait a minute. Can they create? No. Use this up here. Go into this deep. They can never create anything. They can only steal and try to copy. And their copy is always lacking something. That is an important point. Analog, they cannot create. They can't create an analog sound. A perfect human sound. They can take something that somewhat sounds like it, somewhat, but never have the contents of humanity in it. Never have the context of humanity. Now, if you think that that's unimportant, and AI has its reasoning for existing, well, it is very important to take note. To take note that they cannot reproduce anything. Not even the smallest thing. They cannot reproduce it. The digital cannot substitute for the analog. I'm an analog creature in all my aspects. False identification is analog. False identification condenses into intelligence, which condenses into the mind, which condenses into ether, space, and at that point, sound is able to be captured by me. But it doesn't mean that false ego doesn't have all the ingredients. It's just that the frequency is being condensed, solidified, to a point where I, as a human, can capture it. I'm trying to hear, there's a man out here, and goes around for years, and right now, I'll just tell you, he's saying Radha, Radha, Radha. Maybe you can hear a little bit of it. That man, I used to walk with him 11 kilometers around Vrindavan. He would chant. He's like a perfect example of an analog human being. This is a perfect example of a strong analog human being. This is 4:30 in the morning, walking around Vrindavan, 11 kilometers. He would not say the same verse twice. That man is a retired military man who knows many languages and is very educated. Yet he's just trying to live simple here, and he even felt that all the verses that I know, they're not understood. So better I just say Radha, 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 Radha. He hadn't forgot his verses. That is the perfect example of an analog human being. Yeah, perfect example. And he's not looking for any big opulences or any pension. He's a high pension man. He's a high military retired person here. Very, very sweet person, too. Well, got off the subject matter here, but actually not. Because I want to point out what analog is and what I am and what is happening. I can deal with this phone. I'm not angry at it. It's just a chemical reaction, taking analog, changing it to digital, then changing it back to analog. Come on, you're going to tell me they can do it right? There's no way. Even when they change it back into analog, so you can hear it, it's done by a machine that reads digital. So digital is trying to make it a little bit closer so you can hear. They can't reproduce. They can't reproduce anything. Nothing. You may be fooled sometimes, but they can reproduce nothing. They can not duplicate me. They can't duplicate you. Yeah. And that is actually very important to take note of. I mean, you can always praise somebody that makes something. You can praise them. They're trying to do something, but they're a little at a loss. Just the simple exercise of stimulating the back end and getting your chakras does so much more than their AI advancement can ever do. Yeah. Okay. So we went through the water. The water is very good. The steam of that water is very good for the nose. You want the temperature of the nose to be raised. Then you also want the temperature of your stomach to know what the temperature outside is, so it can coordinate, and your body works in a coordinated way, and it does its job. Especially after sleeping, the body's not understanding. You've been out of your body. You come back into your body. It takes some adjusting again. And then all of a sudden waking up and you're in a nice warm blanket. You don't want to get up and get out. Yeah. So all these things, they help out a lot. And I'm trying to see if there's something else that I should mention. Okay, in the description, I'll go ahead and put at least one or two links that you can go to. especially the correct way and correct manner of doing the Bhramari. It'll give the whole reason why it's working so nicely, the Bhramari. And then also the link for raising the energies. He's got some good videos out on raising the energies. That would be the ones that I could think right off the bat that would help in understanding and guiding the person to accept. Hard to accept, you know. It's hard to accept, but it's science. And it's in the Bhagavatam. That right there, the nail, is a condensation. You know, it's like condensed, like crammed in. It's like making the best chip. All your actions of your body, all the actions, from false ego to mind to intelligence to ether, then from ether, the condensing of ether makes air. Condensing of air, or the movement of air, makes fire, makes sight. Then the condensing of that, when you make fire, you can always see humidity comes out. So water is coming out. And from water, you evaporate water and you get earth. Each one of those have the previous one. It hasn't gone anywhere. Each one of those has the previous one. In the manner of making something digital, they can't produce all of them. They will never produce all of them. Oh, there's no, I'm not trying to figure out something. They can't produce all of them. They can't produce them in a natural sense that one condenses into the next, and in such a beautiful frequency with such a beautiful vibration. It's not real. They've just taken something that looks identical, or looks or hears or tastes or this or that, but it isn't the real thing. Chinese made. Nothing against the Chinese, but that's usually what it was. They always made a duplicate that wasn't even anything like the original. So Chinese made. AI is all Chinese made. Yeah. What can you do? So, do your breathing. If you feel like some cough, cold's coming on, do your breathing. Actually, I even do them every day, especially in the morning time, to make sure that I'm balanced. Okay, please have a nice day, and hope this been some satisfaction to you, brings some satisfaction. Go to the description and try to get these links. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.